Hello once again to every member of the Descendants and Zombies universe. I, of course, am your legendary host, the legendary Jonathan Clarke, and I have never felt so humbled to be in all of your guys' presence. I just wanted to very quickly jump on here and say thank you to everybody who subscribed today. It is truly a phenomenon for me to have experienced with all of you to see so many people subscribing, putting their heart into this YouTube channel behind every video that I've ever created. It has everything to do with how you believe in the videos that we created together. Because I've never referred to it as my YouTube channel that I created. I've often referred to it as our YouTube channel because this YouTube channel was created by both myself as the creator of the content, the distributor, and all of us together. Because we created something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies and gave them something in return to believe in. We really gave back to this franchise. I heard the stories about how Kylie Cantrell and Meg Donnelly were reduced to tears because they felt like they were never good enough in the eyes of a lot of people, and I wanted to do something special for them. I wanted to let them know that everything was going to be okay, and their contributions to these franchises and their careers, really their lifetimes, would never ever be forgotten. At that moment, I had no idea how I would ever be able to come through with so many convincing videos to make people more believers in these franchises. So I simply created a YouTube channel, which had everything in the world to do with how you guys would show up at my door every year on Halloween trying to persuade me to create a Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel and quit being a loser for the rest of my life. You guys sent me down in my parents' basement at the time. I created a YouTube channel. I was very poorly financed. My YouTube channel I thought sucked, and you guys really turned my life around for the better because I became a part of your soundtrack and your stories. As time went on, more people would subscribe here and spread the message of kindness, really help me spread a message of kindness that I never imagined would reach so many people. Coming from a guy who suffers from an itchy nose, who thinks that he lives in a haunted house every day for the rest of his life. Funny story is, I found this place, I moved in here, I thought it was haunted ever since. People have tried to convince me that it was never haunted. I can't say that I ever believed them because I stayed with my own mindset of this place being haunted, and I'm more convinced than ever that this place is haunted. I'm thinking this street is haunted because I never see anybody on it. I think I live in a ghost town. But that goes without saying, I've had the time of my life, thinking that my friend may have been a werewolf, my girlfriend may have been a vampire, and I've loved really bringing these stories to life with all of you. I've really thought that my best friend was a werewolf for forever, and I've really thought that some of my friends could have been zombies zombieing out. And I've just really had the time of my life bringing these stories to life about characters that you guys have loved so much. And I've loved being a part of both your worlds and your stories. Having said that, I would like to say thank you to everybody who has been with me from the very beginning, especially those who have been some of my first subscribers and are still here. Do you guys know this YouTube channel began with just 5 subscribers? I kid you not, 5 subscribers, and I thought my YouTube channel really sucked. And those 5 subscribers are still here with me to this day. They've never left. They still watch every video, and they're still hitting the like button. They're still subscribing here because of the crazy stories that I've told you. Often really funny stories that I could only ever hope were either going to leave smiles on your faces or touch your hearts. And some way, emphatically, I was able to do everything that I set out to do. I really accomplished all of my goals and all of my dreams because of all of you believing in me just as much as I believed in all of you. You guys will have to forgive me because I saw issues with how people had kind of taken exception to Kylie Cantrell's point of view when it came to life. I really believe that girl deserved to have her opinion heard and seen by more people than ever before, which is why I always remembered being supportive of her YouTube channel. I was forever supportive of Hello Kylie. I was her biggest fan. And every week since I became a fan of Kylie Cantrell has been throwing me a top fan badge out on Facebook and other social media platforms because she knows how dedicated of a fan and supporter I've been of her. Thank you, Kylie, for noticing me. I think that no matter how big the world is, you can always get noticed by your favorite stars. You can really put yourself out there. It's really a hit or miss for all of us, really putting ourselves out there as fans of Descendants of Zombies. And many of you have showcased it so beautifully through your passions of collecting the dolls, all the merch that comes with being a fan, all the tremendous sacrifices we've all made on this incredible journey throughout this universe. I've often referred to the world of Descendants of Zombies as something much greater, a universe. I've heard the stars refer to it as a world, but it's obviously something much greater and far more powerful than we've ever chosen to admit to it being. And ever since I referred to it as a universe, so many people have agreed with that sentiment. So many people have believed in the stories that I've shared with you guys, because we have so much to look ahead to in the summers of 2026 and 2027, really back-to-back summers of endless possibilities, and so many unpredictable moments. The thing to be most excited about when it comes to Zombies 5 Secrets of the Sea, with the title now having been revealed, is that there are so many unpredictable things that could happen with mermaids being a part of this story. I love the outfits for the mermaids. I love the outfits for the vampires being updated to red. I love the updated costume for Nova Bright. I know she received a lot of criticism for the updated costume and her new look, but I think that we should never really judge a book by its cover. And that's a really cliche saying for me to use, but I think we should never really judge a book by its cover, because when we read through that book and get to know that person for their story, which Rhea Sky's story has been really beautiful from here on out, I think it's going to be something that's really going to exceed all of our expectations. So let's just give this new look of Nova a chance. Let's give Rhea Sky more of a chance than ever before and continue to fall more deeply in love with her, which is something I felt so honored to be a part of and really experience. Because this is what I'm doing. I'm just like all of you, and I speak from the perspective of a fan every single time that I push record, just hoping my video is going to find its way out into the algorithm. And you guys have heard me tell the story of how difficult YouTube was to really put your name out on years ago, because it was all about who had the fastest internet, who had the shortest videos, and who could upload their video the fastest. So if your parents had really crappy internet, which mine unfortunately enough did have, I had to go to my buddy's house because he had DSL before I ever did. His name was Jordan. And when he had DSL, it was like, oh my God, my buddy has DSL. Now I can really put my content out there. So I would go over to his house for sleepovers and stuff, sometimes sneak in through his living room window, and I would spend the night uploading videos. And it would really pay off, because people would subscribe to my videos. Whatever niche I was talking about at the time, trying to attract, really pull in and intrigue, it would really pay off because people heard the message. And now YouTube has seen so many advancements as the years and time has passed, because I've often told you guys, time is the most precious thing we have, because we never seem to know how much time we actually do have. And it's the moments we create that really stand the test of time and really allow us to really create so many unforgettable things that kind of just happen to us at randomcy. Like, we never ever thought that we'd become the best of friends, but we did when we think about our friends and how close we become with them and how we really tell them everything. Because for every single person who ever watches these videos, you haven't got to tell me, you all have a best friend that you felt very connected to and very emotionally a part of their lives, and they've helped you make sense of things more often than enough that kind of are unexplainable happening around you, because you all have goals, you all have dreams, and you just want love and support. You obviously get it from your family, but there's no such thing as love and support from a friend until you experience it. And the thing is, there is nothing like having love and support from your friends. And the one piece of advice that I always carry with me was given to me by my mom years ago, and she told me that you never really need a whole lot of friends. You never have to be popular. All you really need are 2 or 3 really good friends to help you make it through life and make sense of it, and you'll be okay. And that's what movies like Most Popular and Descendants of Zombies have often encouraged us, is that we don't need a whole lot of friends to compete with each other, because it's never a competition. Life is never about being the best. Life is never about there being an I in team, because it's all about how much you believe in yourself, and the simple answer to that equation is because there's only going to be one you. So because there's ever only going to be one you have to make the most of these opportunities. And that's why Bridget became a stronger character. Because while she believed she had to make everybody sweet through feeding them cupcakes, which was a really cool way to win everybody's heart and affection, I would have loved to eat one of Bridget's cupcakes, to be honest, because they looked really good. And I haven't had a cupcake in a really long time. I'm going to have to buy some this week. Hey Google, remind me to put cupcakes on my grocery list for this week. See if she does it.
Sure. To help you with that,
Oh!
give your permission to allow assistant personal results on this device.
I really believe that Google...
You can change this in the Google Home app.
I really believe that Google is no good for anything. Those of you trying to buy a Google Nest Hub, you should probably back away from that and just trust your own instincts, because Google has never helped me out with anything. Ever since I moved into this haunted house, Google has been useless, trying to prepare everybody for a zombie apocalypse and alien invasions. I guess I don't have Google's help. But one should never be too prepared, because the thing is, guys, you can never be too prepared for this kind of thing. Because what are you going to do if an alien invasion ever does occur? or a zombie apocalypse just breaks out for no apparent reason, we're pretty much all screwed. But at least you got this YouTube channel to help you make sense of it and prepare you for what will probably be the inevitable. Because you can never be too sure when your local soda plantation or chemical plant could explode and we could all meet our death. But the thing is, guys, thank you so much for being with me ever since and really believing that, anything could really happen. Because that's what Disney has encouraged us to believe in and really hold on to, is that anything can really happen. It really amazes me how many people have subscribed here as often as they have to this YouTube channel and trusted in me as a trusted voice of Descendants of Zombies. And I can tell you, this experience ever since becoming a part of the soundtrack of Descendants of Zombies has been so fun. It's not only offered me the opportunity to talk about Descendants of Zombies with all of you, but I've met all of you. And because I've met all of you, I've been able to really share lifetime experiences that often have changed my life and my perception on life and where I was headed. Because years ago, I didn't really think my show was ever going to amount to anything. Talking about pop culture sometimes can be really dull and oftentimes really boring. You're falling asleep on your own show, and nobody wants to watch that or hear that. Nobody's snoring on their YouTube channel. What people want are captivating videos and compelling videos that make you feel a part of something so special. And I had the chance to be a part of something so special because you allowed me to be a part of your life, having represented your life as a part of this soundtrack. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of both your worlds and your stories. I love talking about Disney's nostalgic moments and nostalgic characters because they've held a very special place in my heart. But I've often made the comparison to what it would have been like to be in your guys' age and grow up being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Man, that would have been so cool. I would have loved to have been a hero in everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies movies. Everybody's favorite franchise has been an action hero because I really would have brought that character to life. Applying character traits is something I've often loved doing. I may have never had a defining role on the stage or in front of a camera, but I would have loved the chance to have been everybody's favorite action hero. There was always something about being like a Van Helsing type character or a vampire slayer that would have been so cool, man. Been Zed's stronger, an older brother, went in there and kicked a whole lot of butt. I would have loved to have one of these action scenes against one of the most revered characters of all time, someone like Dracula or Frankenstein. We could have called him Frankie Stein in Zombies, and Jonathan Clarke could have been in this really cool action scene and become everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies character. That would have been so cool, kind of just showing up in Oregon and meeting Red and Chloe and becoming the best of friends with them and having this whole thing in the opening monologue where Jonathan Clarke was apparently there too, but then Red and Chloe would never remember me ever having been there and we being the best of friends. Again, you can never have enough time in your life to appreciate these moments. And I just would have loved to have been everybody's favorite hero. I always wanted to be a kid on Disney Channel. And I know that people have talked about how disastrous lives were these kids on Disney Channel, especially the girls. But I would have loved to have been a star on Disney Channel because I would have been everybody's favorite Disney Channel show. I would have been everybody's favorite Disney Channel character and, superstar. I really would have made the most of these opportunities. And I think that years ago, I really would have gave Miley Cyrus a run for her money, man. I would have been like a rock star kind of dude that would have helped everybody make sense of everything and just been there for the PR because there would have been nothing I would have ever turned down. I think one of the most enjoyable things about watching Descendants of Zombies is really watching them grow up and really these coming of age moments because they've become so strong. They've inspired people like me to be a stronger person for all of you. And I just recently got back into lifting weights too because I saw this fitness regime and these boot camps they went through and they had to endure. And I would be lying if I told you guys I wasn't inspired by it because they inspired me to be a better person and be a stronger person in the end. And I like to believe that I did become it because I'm working out more all the time. I feel more confident in my abilities. And, it was something I never really had years ago because a lot of the niches that I was providing commentary for never really I could make sense of or they couldn't make sense of me. The feeling was never mutual and nothing really ever added up. And then I discovered this passion I had for Disney that I've had ever since I was like 5 years old. And I kind of wanted to showcase it. Little did I know that I would have the chance to showcase it in the ways that I have and become a stronger person in the end because of all of you. I honestly don't know where I would be tonight if not for any of you because you guys have seen something special in every video that I've ever created and I always believe that we were stronger together and we've helped more people kind of fall in love with these franchises more and more, predicting release windows because that's all we ever could do because Disney loves to keep us in the dark and I really felt for you guys who felt more than often enough you were being kept in the dark when it came to release windows and predictions being made for Descendants of Zombies, because the majority of these videos are incorporated with AI that never really make a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people. I don't know what it is about a guy who has a bunch of giant Mickey Mouses and Blueies behind him that everybody loves, but it's kind of cool and something better, an alternative to AI, and I've really loved being a part of it. And there's probably somebody out there saying, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, your set is the coolest thing ever. You framed all these photos that must have cost you thousands of dollars, like a bajillion dollars. You have all these stuffies behind you. You are ready to bring these franchises to life like nobody ever could. Well, if you're somebody who thinks that, thank you so much. And if you're somebody who says every single time you ever watch one of these videos that forever exists, happily ever has a chance of happening for me, and I feel stronger because of Descendants of Zombies and its powerful messages, then that's exactly and really all I've ever wanted you to take away from these videos. Because we can choose to quit on Descendants of Zombies here and right now, but there are so many people out there who believe in it. So let's keep this franchise alive for just a little while longer to give me a chance to meet more people and to feel more connected to it and a part of it than ever before, to feel stronger than we ever have together, because there's nothing we can't do if we do it together. And I think that your guys' love and support have really brought me to these moments that I will never ever forget, that I can honestly tell you guys that I will always have a special place in my heart for you and because of you at just 8:45 p.m. in the evening. And I know the graveyard shift is coming up and I got to bolt because I have nothing prepared for tonight's graveyard shift, and going out hunting vampires never gets easy, and coming home 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing it for years because somebody's got to keep you safe, and I'm the only one crazy enough to do this gig. So if you would love to show your love and support for what I do, put my life in danger for all of you because I fight vampires and the supernatural, you can feel free to hit my subscribe button because there's nobody crazy enough, as I just said, to do this gig. And I have a lot of funny stories that I will get around to sharing with you in due time, because the thing is, there's always time to create new content that is far more relatable than probably anybody has ever given me credit for. The only love and support I got is from you guys, because no critic is going to give me love and support because they're my competition. And I got a lot to contend with. Creating videos for YouTube is pretty much like a fight featuring Rocky Balboa. And I feel like I'm more in the role of Rocky Balboa every night. Do you guys remember that Brisk commercial from like the late 1990s when Rocky Balboa would come out of the corner and he would drink Brisk from wanting that drink? I can't say it was ever the greatest drink that I ever drank, but I always remember Rocky coming out of the corner and his manager shouting from ringside saying, "Hey Rock, it's not over." And I've often, described my journey as a YouTube content creator like that, because as often as I've thought that my career was kind of, in a jeopardizable situation, you guys have kept me alive for years because of all the competition that I've had. And I honestly don't know where I'd be without you guys. So I guess Rocky's belief of how it was never over, it never really was over for me, because you guys allowed me to be a part of every generation that I ever could have been a part of. And having the chance to profile careers like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, and having witnessed how far they have come, has been one of the greatest joys of my life. I've heard stories about how Kylie and Ruby have been in doubt about themselves. I've heard stories about how Meg Donnelly was left brokenhearted because she wasn't chosen as Supergirl in the upcoming movie this June. I kind of shut the door on Supergirl forever ago when I found out she was going to be Supergirl, because I had my heart set on her being Supergirl, and I was going to be so supportive of Meg Donnelly, man. I was going to come out in flying colors out of love and support for Meg Donnelly, and then I heard that Millie Alcott had gotten the role, and I was like, what's up with that? It was kind of like the Michael Jordan Bugs Bunny moment from Space Jam back in 1996 when he looked at Michael Jordan and he said, "Hey Michael, we need your help!" And I was kind of like blown away by the fact that she had never been chosen as Supergirl, because I thought that she was so talented and she deserved that role. And I really think that Supergirl being a live action franchise for the first time ever in the theaters could have really used Meg Donnelly's help kind of thing. And I was just kind of really brokenhearted over it. Then I heard her do all these depressing interviews, and I was like, oh my God, these stars need more incentive, more of a reason to believe in themselves. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that some way or somehow we all together, because I could have never done this by myself. You guys have to know that. I could have never created this YouTube channel by myself. Some way or somehow, we made them feel more confident and stronger than they ever have. And that's what makes what I've done as a YouTuber for over 25 years worth it every single time. So having a chance to be a part of both your worlds and your stories became the greatest honor, the most tremendous honor that I could have ever had as a content creator. And from my heart to yours, I would simply just like to take this time to say thank you so much. By the time this video comes out, it will be midnight because we have midnight premieres on this channel. There is something new uploaded throughout every day. And over the last couple of days, I've uploaded a lot of videos because I've been left in this state of appreciation for all of you, because I have forever been appreciative of all of you simply because I've had this emotional connection with every fan of Descendants of Zombies who have made me the person and the individual that I am today, along with all the stars. They will never know how much they mean to me and how much all of you have meant to this YouTube channel and this incredible journey. You have been a part of my life for a very long time, and I will upload videos for you guys for the rest of my life about Descendants of Zombies. So if you would love to subscribe to this YouTube channel and be a part of my life for the rest of it, you are more than welcome to, because I would love for you to be a part of these conversations, because no matter who you are watching this video, I know you're a wonderful person. I don't ever have to know you to know whether or not you're a great person, and I know you simply have a story you want to share with everybody. So thank you so much for having chosen me as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel, which became the greatest honor of my life. And as always, from my heart to yours on this beautiful evening, thank you so much for having watched these videos.